Welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders by interviewing amazing guests to encourage us all to rise up. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders. And today we have the absolutely amazing KERANI Marie, and just look at those colors behind you, KERANI. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Tula. It's lovely to be here, all the way across the ocean, right?
Across the pond, as we call it. And
Right.
for our listeners and viewers, let me tell you about KERANI Marie, because she's a soulful inner wisdom guide, alchemist of love and loss, author, artist, ceremonialist, and creative muse. Through story, art, and ceremony, she awakens the soul's sacred journey, bringing it alive through vision, creative expression, and embodied storytelling. Welcome again, KERANI Marie. How absolutely beautiful. So without further ado, we're going to launch into the questions. Are you ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. So, what would you say are some of the biggest personal obstacles you've overcome on your way to success, and how did you do it?
All right, I'm going to start with one way back when because it popped in when you asked the question. And that was that I was married and I had two children, and the marriage was not working. And I was raised Catholic. So I went to the priest and I said, I cannot have any more children to bring into this world at this time, but I don't want to make a sin by using birth control because that was what it was
Yes.
back then. Right? And so it was a newer priest, a more progressive, and he said, you will not make a sin.
Oh,
Go ahead and use your birth control. Well, that Sunday I went to church, and then the older priest was on the pulpit. And he said, you have to do what the Pope says, and you cannot do what you feel is right. So people who think who can use birth control, they're wrong. They're going to make a sin. Well, in that moment, something shifted in me. And I went to my heart and soul, and I went to what I knew to be the higher powers of God and said, from now on, it's between me and you.
yeah.
No longer I'm listening through man. I'm going to go directly to you. And that was the beginning of me starting to trust and listen. So that was a big one for me. And of course, that marriage did end. And from that ending, I had to develop a lot more strength and confidence about myself in listening and moving forward. And so, how I did it, I was blessed to be introduced to a teacher who was both raised a Catholic priest, went to India, met Gandhi, who introduced him to a Swami and to Gore, and then he became a Swami, came back because he was part Native American and went with the Native American Hopis and started to teach both from the East and the West.
Oh, perfect.
So
Perfect.
right. So
Perfect.
that's how my journey began. 1975 was when I met him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's awesome. Okay, so your next question is to tell us about your business. And I know it's very spiritual, so but it is a business. So tell us about your business.
Okay. Well, it's multifaceted, but it's all the thread that goes through it all is helping human beings, and primarily women just like you, to listen to their self, trust themselves, their inner wisdom, but to remember who they are at their core, at their essence. And in that remembering who they are, embracing all of themselves so they can live in the wholeness of love. And so how I do that is through craniosacral therapy, physical therapy, somatic work, creative arts, I do it through helping people bring their stories to life through either writing or art or, expression in some way in the world. And I also have what I call an underworld womb cave. Womb,
Oh,
W.
that sounds good. Underworld
So,
womb cave.
womb cave. And so on my property, we take a journey through the land, through medicine wheels and spirals and mandalas. And then we enter through the birth canal into the actual
Oh,
womb, and we do ceremony and ritual, and I do those with the person, with what their needs are, so it's very individually oriented.
that's
So those are
amazing.
the things that I do.
That sounds fantastic. And in fact, would that be a Temazcal ceremony?
It's similar, but it's not the water one. It's not with the steam. I have had my spiritual center have sweat lodges and things in Temescal's, but this is a drier, but it's very similar.
Okay,
That
very, because that
womb,
reminded me of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because yes, oh, sounds amazing. All right, so your next question is, what were the first few steps you took to get, this is business talk, to get your business up and running? Like
Well,
the,
if we go back to the beginning, because I've been doing this for a very, very long
oh
time.
yes, of course. Yeah.
But even right now, because I just published 4 books, and again, I'm putting myself out there. So it's really coming into relationship with people and really communicating from your heart and soul who you are.
Yeah.
And if you enter into a relationship not wanting something from them,
Yeah.
but wanting to give something to them. And so I think that is the greatest way of doing any business, because people respond to what they feel about you, not so much your words.
Yeah.
So that was I think what I learned a long time ago was the biggest benefit in
Oh,
service to creating more interest in what I was doing.
oh, wow. That's great advice. Thank you so, so much. So tell me, why do you think you're passionate about what you do or what you've been doing for so many years? I mean, there must
Because
be a reason.
no, yes, because every single thing I chose to do and learn was because I benefited from it.
Mm,
So everything that I benefited from felt more connected to my heart and soul, the more I wanted to learn about it. And it was very organic, and it was like something was taking me beyond my intellect and beyond my ego. And I just kept following that golden thread all the way through.
oh, that's wonderful. Does that remind you, or does that it of self-love? It's very
Yes.
self-loving, isn't it?
Yes. And our life journey is about learning that. What does it really mean to love ourselves? And when we do, we can show up as we are without expecting something from somebody else, you know?
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that. So, my next question to you, Kirani Marie, is what have been your biggest challenges so far on this
So
journey?
getting over my self-doubt,
Ah, okay.
because that's what holds us back, is we don't think we're enough. We think we should be doing more or doing better. And when we can really let that go and really sit within our own souls, what comes out is much more pure and effective. But that was the challenge, because I always felt like I wasn't enough. I couldn't do enough. And once I got through that, there's a great freedom
Oh,
in what you start to give for others.
that's fantastic. In fact, it's our number one underlying issue, isn't it?
It is, especially for women, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So, when you got over it, how did you actually do it? Just for our listeners and viewers who don't know.
A lot of work, worth every moment of it. I did meditation practices, therapies, Jungian analysis, um, lots of spiritual training and ceremonies. So it's been my whole life
Yeah.
of really starting to recognize that the purity of who we are is divine and sacred. And the part that's judging is the ego. Once we connect to the spiritual side of ourself, there's no room for that self-judgment any longer. But while you have it, it is the learning, um, it's the ingredients for the transformation. And so, like what you said at the beginning, I'm an alchemist of love and loss.
Oh, I just love that.
Yeah. And so it's about learning to work with these opposites. Like you want to love yourself, you want to believe in yourself, and yet there's this part that's tearing you down and you're losing part of yourself. And so, how do you work with both energies? It's by accepting them, and right where they meet, something new can emerge.
Mm.
So you make friends with the part of you that's having the problem and the troubles, and you welcome them into your life and
Yeah.
say, tell me more. Tell me more about why you feel the way you do. And this is
Oh,
how you get to know yourself and
that's
start the journey.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That would marrying and loving both the light and the shadow, both sides of self.
Definitely.
Would you say that is the true realization of a human being? And in fact, it is the definition, my definition of goddess as well.
Yes, yes, it is. Because, I have a program I call Romancing Grief, the alchemy of heartbreak. Well, the romancing is how do we tend to those things? How do we tend to the part that doesn't feel worthy? How do we tend to the part that feels abandoned? We love them. We embrace them. We bring them into the fold. We sit them down and have tea with them. And that's the embrace of the wholeness of who we are.
Mm.
And that's how we love ourselves more, by getting to know ourselves and not denying. The ego's afraid to have anybody think anything bad of me. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
no, you're the one that's thinking something bad of you. And once you
Yeah,
start
exactly.
to accept that, then others' opinions aren't as important because you
That's
know who
right.
you are. Yeah.
Oh, I love listening to you. You just It's perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
You're
That I
welcome.
actually it just reminded me of something about pure, like real confidence needs no defense. When you're
Exactly.
really no defense.
Nobody has to prove they're right, because
That's
who are
right.
you proving you're right to?
Exactly.
When it's right, it's in your heart and soul, and you just live it.
And you know it. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, tell me, how do you keep motivated through difficult times?
Mm. The motivation comes from knowing that transformation and alchemy serve me to become freer, and serves my heart to open more. So that's what motivates me all the time. I think it's so important that no matter what you're doing, we can set goals for business. We can set goals to make money. We can set goals to sell something or get clients, or a goal to buy a house or save money for a car. But what is your goal for your spiritual journey?
Mm.
And shouldn't that be what leads everything?
Yeah,
That
because at the end of the
every
day,
step? Yeah. Go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt, but I was just thinking because at the end of the day, anything we do, whether it's business or you want to accumulate money or whatever it is for those reasons. It is to have peace, it is to have freedom, isn't it? So at the
Right,
end of
but
the day, it all comes back to the same thing.
it does, but what happens is by grasping at all those things, we create a prison for ourselves. So, what I really encourage people to do is that your prime directive for every action you take is, how is this serving my soulful life? How is this serving my heart? And how is this in service to humanity? And then all those other things come along with it. But that has to be first and foremost.
Oh, that's great advice. Thank you so much. Um, so here's another question for you. What is the best advice you have received recently?
Recently, oh, interesting.
Ooh,
Ooh, recently, what kind of advice did I? You know what? in writing my poetry book, because a lot of the work that I write about comes through,
Oh,
me,
me
it's
too. Yes.
it out, it comes through. And the advice that came through, which is so potent for me, is if I expect nothing from you, I get to see you for who you are.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I get to show up as I am. And that teaching that came through felt so pure and so right. And so ever since then, every time I go to do something or have an interaction, I'm aware of, is there something I'm expecting here? Or am I just being and receiving and seeing this person as they are? Because that's the greatest gift I can give them and myself.
Oh, I just love listening to you. Thank you. Okay, so now back to just the nuts and bolts. What are your favorite business tools and resources and why? Just a couple, that you use that our listeners and viewers might appreciate.
I really listen to what the people need.
Oh, these are
What
business tools. So, like, oh, I'm
That's a
sorry to
tool.
interrupt you. That was
That's
very,
okay.
I apologize. Just business tools, as in the running of what
Oh, the running of a business?
yeah, business tools, like a couple of business tools that you find easy that you might recommend.
You know, the work I do is so disconnected from that now.
Okay, so you're old school. You don't need, yep,
Yeah, I just don't do, I mean, certainly, um, if I put something on social media, so that would
exactly.
be
Yes,
using
yes.
social media, I make sure it's from my heart and soul. I
Okay.
think that's really, really important. Don't listen to what other people tell you should do. Just be out there in your pure nature and uniqueness of who you are, because that's what you want people to resonate with
Okay.
and you will attract.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you. So, my next question to you is, what are your current goals and how are you striving to achieve them?
So right now my current goals are this week for sure, okay, is my book launch is on Sunday and the book fair is
Whoa!
on Saturday. And so I'm getting all my materials ready so I can make a beautiful presentation at the book fair. And so those are the current goals. And my little in the future goals is I'm going to be starting a journey for women, and it's going to be called the Way of Wise. And WISE stands for, I would say, it's the way of wise that is the sacred journey of your wild, instinctual, and soulful embodiment. And how do we
Wow.
do that as women? How do we walk together in service to each other, to walk each other home to our hearts and souls? So I'm going to create a journey for women to come and walk together.
Oh, well, that sounds amazing. And also, congratulations on your book launch. You must be so busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to,
You're
to do
welcome.
this interview with me and with us. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so tell me, are you currently running any promos, contests, or giveaways?
Yes.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
if you are interested in my just giving me your email and I'll send you, a newsletter with updates on what's coming and so forth. I'm going to send you a 30-page document that is filled with different meditation practices and ways of
Wow.
being in the world and with yourself. So all you have to do is just sign up on
Oh,
my
that's
website.
such a generous gift. So for our listeners and viewers, I'm going to ask Kirani Marie I'm going to ask you for your contact details in a minute. And you can contact her. That's so generous. Thank you so much, Kirani Marie. So my next, but there's only two to go, only two questions to go.
Okay.
So what advice would you give to other aspiring female entrepreneurs?
Oh gosh. Just celebrate yourself. Celebrate your uniqueness. Don't compare yourself with others, and truly bring forth that part of you that you're inspired by, because what you're inspired by will inspire others.
Oh, that's such great advice. Thank you so much. All right, so the last question is, how can we connect with you, Karani Marie?
Okay, it's really, really easy. It's just KERANIMarie.com.
Okay, now can you spell that for us though?
Sure. Do you want to put it in the chat or just okay? It's Karani Marie, KERANI, Marie, MARIE.com. And there'll be a place there that you can sign up for my newsletter. I'll send you the
Fantastic.
pages.
And are you
And
on social media as well,
I
Karani
am
Marie?
Karani Marie on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. All of them are Karani Marie.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you so much for today. I've enjoyed every single word you have said, and I'm sure that our listeners and viewers, you have too. For you, listeners and viewers, please um, let us know what you thought. And
yes, I'd love to
would
hear it.
love to hear from you. Thank
Me too.
you. It's been
Thank you,
amazing.
Sheila.
Wishing you amazing success, Karani Marie.
Same for you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Goddess Show podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and we look forward to seeing you next time.